That's a very fair point. I mean, youth work can take a lot of different forms. I think that's the first thing to say. So it may be that a youth worker will be working in a club context with young people that perhaps don't have any affiliation with the organisation. And there may be clubs offered. It may be that a youth worker will go out and work in a detached setting in the local community, you know, talk to the young people in a park. And get to know them, get to understand some of their needs, and perhaps organise projects around a detached setting. It could also be around youth intervention, so it could be about there being an identified need that a young person is struggling with a particular issue. Perhaps a school addresses that or understands that, and you may be called in to actually give some support to that young person. But I see it very much as being a journey with the young people. I think that I have to go into every relationship with a young person around the idea that I can learn from them as much as I can teach them.
Yeah.
So that really is important. It's this idea about a relationship, about journeying with them, about trying to understand their needs, about them being able to teach me as much as I can teach them. And I think it's being open to that. I don't think it's necessarily about me trying to solve problems all the time. I think it's very much about...
Have you faced any kinds of difficulty when you meet them?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely right. I mean, there's this stereotype about a group of young people on the street and that, they're not approachable. I think they are approachable. I just think it's about you having the time of day to talk with them, to be perfectly honest, and to be able to kind of like find a topic you can talk about that you would have something in common. You could argue that it's easier for yourself, when you're in your 20s and 30s to do that. When you get to like my age, and Ishak's younger than me, I know, but the fact of the matter is that, again, it's about taking an interest.
Exactly,
I think that's some really important thing.
Ishak, by most of the young people, they can't share, their opinions, any issues if they have. Most of the young people, I saw some people, they can't share their opinion to their parents, but they can share with you as well. If you meet with them, treat with them.
Definitely. I think in the youth work is what happens, you become another friend, another guardian. But you're not judgmental. When you go home, he can't share everything because the parents will be judgmental, or he will get either get rewarded for it or he get punished for it. But with you, actually, he can share it. Especially Muslim in this country, young people, they have an identity crisis. They can't relate themselves because the parents are from back home. And the kids are born here, total different environment. And especially the kids like the food, the parents don't like it. Normally the parents, myself, I like rice and curry, that I can't have it. But my kids, they love chicken and chips, or pasta or stuff like that. You've got to be understandable. If I can't have other stuff, why would he have to have my one? You can't force it. So just a simple example. If I met a young man and he shouldn't do what he's supposed to do, probably going with a girl or stuff like that. So he can't tell his parents about that.
Exactly,
but he needs a guide. So I know him as a youth worker. He came to me and said, Ishak bhai, I want to ask you something. Speak out of your line. Can I talk to you? I said, yeah, please do. Look, I've done this. I know it's wrong. How do I correct? I said, look, if you do plan A, plan B, plan C, you would be fine. But make sure you don't go beyond your lines, because first thing, we are Muslims. We don't want to do sins. Second, I know you're a young person, you will go in that line. So how do you stop yourself? And if you go beyond your line, please make sure you share the information with your parents. You have to. It's not about you, it's not about her. It's few lives involved to it. And he understood. I said, if I was your parent, how would I feel? You tell me, how would you feel if your son comes to you when you're old? How would you feel? And he understood, and straight away he went home, actually spoke to his parents, and then he became quite normal. Another time also he told me, please, Ishak bhai, can you come to my mom's and she wants to talk to you. And she thought, I'm another young person, she thought, actually when I went, they said, wow, afternoon. What are you doing here with my young son?
Old people,
I said, I'm a youth worker, and I talked to him. These are the things he's facing. And please try to understand him. Try to understand his friends around him, the environment, and everything else. And I think that made sense, and it worked out.
Mark, do you have any story like that?